It's okay, if they don't look at me directly, I can't see them.
That's true.
I see nothing.
I was about to make a reference to the movie Mystery Man, where I'm like, oh yeah, you're invisible if they can't see you, and then I realized that I am
I love that,
no one's
obscure
seen Mystery
reference. I
Man.
like that movie a lot.
Who out there has seen Mystery Man?
Mystery Man!
Woo! Welcome to the Mystery Man panel, folks. You're in the wrong room. Lock the doors. Well, should we get started?
I mean, it's about that time. I assume Arthur will join soon.
And you know what happens when you assume? You're right.
You make an ass out of you and me. Yeah.
I saw a movie, again, I don't watch that many movies, I promise, these are my 2 references. And are we good about cussing a swear every once in a while? No, there's no.
We're the children. The children. Now we got one.
Got it. Well,
I'm not calling you out. You're adorable.
I saw a movie, I'm just going to say the letters. I saw a movie once where the guy was like, you know what happens when you assume, right? You make an a-hole out of yourself. And I was like, that sticks with me forever now. I'm like, that's awesome.
I love stupid quotes that are quotable, like things that are like, wait, that.
Yeah.
That's just your.
There's an official word for it where it's like, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Like, yeah, that kind of stuff. But anyway, welcome to the Fire Emblem panel. How's everyone doing out there today? Yeah! Thank you, that's the correct con answer, either woo or yay.
Or just like,
Well, shall we introduce ourselves?
Sure.
Sure.
Because you got good, you have leader energy. I'm just going to ride on that.
I go to cons all the time where people show up and we're just like,
God,
oh, we don't have a moderator, are we starting? I'm just like, I'll do it, it's fine. So,
hi, I'm Sarah Williams. I do voices. Fire Emblem related. I am Laevatein in Fire Emblem Heroes. Also Mist in Fire Emblem Heroes. And Marty and Madeline in Fire Emblem Engage.
Hi, I'm Damien Haas. I also, oh, thank you. You can clap whenever. You don't have to now, but you don't have to now, though. But you can, but you don't have to. Thank you. I'm going to make any just prolonged eye contact with you.
I'll stare right back.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, so I do the voices as well. Fire Emblem related, I am Saul in Fire Emblem Heroes, and I am Shez in Fire Emblem Three Hopes. And also I played Three Houses a heck of a lot before I did that, and I played Heroes even before that. So there you go. And Ike is my main in Smash Bros.
Like, no, I'm just munching on bread.
Bread! Well, thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you taking the time out of this busy con in the middle of the day to spend about an hour with us. We're going to do it Q&A style. If folks wouldn't mind lining up at that microphone for any questions you may have, we will answer them if we can, as best we can. Yeah, anybody who has a Fire Emblem related question, go ahead and line one up.
I feel like most questions are, though it'll turn into another Q&A again, but it's like, what can you do?
I don't know, I went to an event recently where they had voice actors talk after a screening, and they were like, the first question that got asked was by the moderator, and they asked about an anime from the 80s that someone was in. They're like, what was it like doing this? I'm like, you're running the event for this. So, I don't know. All right.
There's a guy in the background being like,
Take her out.
Hello.
Hello.
So I played a lot of the GBA Fire Emblems, TS Fire Emblems. I was curious, what is your favorite unique class from whatever your favorite Fire Emblem is?
Ooh.
I really like the Summoner from Sacred Stones, but obviously you've got stuff like Grandmaster from Awakening and stuff like that.
You know what's fun is I got most of my Fire Emblem introduction through Smash Bros. And then playing Heroes and then Three Houses. Like I said, I have Engage downloaded. It is on the Switch. It's ready to go. All I need is time. But what I really love are two classes from from three houses. One is the Brawler Master. Is it War Master?
I think so,
Yeah, because I decide, like, for games like that, I often like to make characters against type. Like Caspar, you know, little scrappy guy, I'm like, you're gonna be the War Master. So we have like little Caspar, like, yeah, oh, it's so cool to see, you know, I'm gonna, and then he's just laying out everyone in the field. And then Gremory, the like very specifically elegant, like, oh, songstress, and I'm going to just sing, and then everything is either dead or healed based on how they're feeling today. So that's for me.
I like the one where they ride the horses.
Cavaliers of the West.
I'll be real with you, and I've never played Fire Emblem, I'm so sorry. Not that I don't like JRPGs, like, you know, the Shin Megami Tensei and everything related to it is like ding-dong. Crap. I love it. And you know, I miss Shadowverse to death. I just never got onto it. And the funny thing is, I own both of the ones on the GameCube. I just have a massive backlog of both GameCube JRPGs and games and PS2 ones. And I still have my old PSP. It's the battery swelled, so I need a new one to even play on that. But so I have a large backlog that I'm still trying to get to this day. And if Steam just re-releases it, that makes my life so much easier.
True. Because who among us doesn't have 500 unplayed Steam games?
I guess I could really easily just like get Heroes, but I'm already playing Outer Plane and Memento Mori because I'm in both of those. And then
nice.
I accidentally got obsessed with them. It really was just going to be, I'm just going to download this and look at my stuff real quick. And and now later, Outer Plane, and everybody's level 100 now.
That's how it happens. Again, I've always played Fire Emblem Heroes, but I've cycled through different mobile games like Infinity Nikki. I played the Ever Crisis Final Fantasy VII for a while, and then I just downloaded, like so many people, Uma Musume, and I was like, oh, this is like that meme game, ha ha ha, horse girls. And then I noticed a lot of voice actor friends were playing it and posting about it. I'm like, wait, is this not meme? Are we actually doing this? And then I downloaded it. And
no, it's a meme, but we take it seriously. Oh,
it's the best. Yeah.
Keep your brush
Thank
out.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hi, Sanchi.
Hi,
Love the couple.
thank you. So it looks like you both play the Gacha games a lot then, Fire Emblem Heroes and the, so the big thing about Gacha games specifically is that they always have seasonal events, and I was just kind of wondering, what's your favorite seasonal event? Like something that every year that always comes around, it's like, yes, I need the characters from this one.
I mean, I really only play the God, again, I'm just afraid to tag another one onto my phone at this point, considering how
Do it.
more Outer Plane than Memento Mori, but Memento Mori kind of plays itself, which is nice for distraction, but I like Outer Plane better because it is just turn-based, and I can actually be like, put this on this person, combine these characters together into a little team, I'm going to take that, yeah, that's good. The boobs are insane on that. That game's rated teen, but the boobs on some of them women are insane. What? But I mean, I'm still kind of irked because I made a point of the fact that I had every single character in that game. I had everybody, and I was just sort of like, I don't know, my polls are so good. I don't spend a dime on this. I never will. Swear to God, I'm not going to spend any money on any of these. But I managed to get every character. But then they had a Christmas event, and I missed a character, and it irks me so much to see her in shadow on my list. And then they ran a freaking side collaboration with Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? And I didn't get the main guy from that show and like this girl with the green cape. They at least gave the other girl for free, but I'm just mad because it's like that guy destroys me every time I try to fight him because he'll put burn on you.
Yeah,
and then
he'll get an isekai, basically. Like.
Yeah, he'll cast burn on you that won't go away, and then he'll get an extra turn on top of it, and Hestia's there smiling, being like, hi, I'm helping him out. It's like, I don't want you to die. Anyway.
That darn Argonaut skill that he has. Yeah, I'm so there. And also, conspiracy theory that I semi-believe, I think my polls are better in games before I spend actual currency on them. And then once I do, they're just like, oh, sorry, you didn't get it this time. 20 American dollars more, maybe. So, the thing that gets me every time, I love Halloween. I love Halloween year round. I recently put them away, but I had like 2 Halloween skeletons always sitting at my dining room table, and I'm just like, hi, Skelamom and Skeladad. Why do I call them that? We'll deal with it in therapy. But, everything in my home looks very like spooky and haunted, and within reason.
Best time of the year.
Right? We have locally made spider webs made by real spiders in the real quarter. No, but any
Take them and
Halloween-
they're crying.
Yeah, exactly.
My home. Like, shh.
I need these. You can make more. But yeah, any Halloween event is great. I love, even in, especially in Heroes, Fire Emblem Heroes, just like all the costumes. I don't know. I also love it where like, look, I love a good, unique skill on a character in a gacha game, but I also love it when it is the same character, so I can keep using the same strategy and nothing is different, but I'm like, you look like a skeleton now, it's so cool. And yeah, anything pumpkin related. Yeah. Halloween!
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Sorry, I wanted to have the two like, da-da-da.
Yeah, da-da-da, yeah.
That was a mistake pairing us together.
Isn't that from, oh yeah, no, you were gonna go off on
It was
tangents.
like Sesame Street or something.
I think it was Reading Rainbow.
That's it, yeah.
It was like, I read the book about the boy who wishes on the dog and they became friends. Dun-dun-dun.
Was that
And
kid
then,
from that too? Like, do you ever think about a dream where you're
Oh.
having a dream?
You want to
like,
dream these
it's like, no, I don't want to make fun. It's like that kid was sweet. It's probably, I worry he's like one of those kids who got like in a meme, turned into a meme at a young age.
yes.
And now it's just like, you will forever be the girl standing in front of the burning building smiling. And you're just like, I
Yeah.
just was being funny for the camera. I was too young to understand what was going on.
I think you're lucky when you're that young. Not that it's ever, I don't think kids ever need to be on the news or anything like that at that age, but when it's that age, like, you probably don't look the same growing up. But anyway. Hi!
Hello. So it sounds like you played with the Black Eagle since you mentioned Caspar.
Yeah.
Did you side with Edelgard or against the first time?
So obviously there's going to be spoilers in this panel for Three Houses, Three Hopes.
Oh, sorry. I can ask you a different question.
No, that's okay. I'm just letting folks know. I assumed that people would know that at a panel like this. But yes, so my thing, in addition to making people against type, was I wanted to recruit everyone possible from other houses, so that the other houses just ended up usually being the leader and their like bestie. And I was just like, oh hey, welcome on over. So yes, I started with Black Eagles, and then I did side with Edelgard. I did a second run of Golden Deer, and then I was like, so I'm slowly but surely making my way through everything, but
So you haven't played all the houses yet?
not all of them, no. I have also started a run with Blue Lions, but I haven't finished it yet. Yeah.
That's okay. That was my last house too.
Okay.
Thank you for answering.
But hey, for those of you that are fans, maybe we saved the best for last. Maybe.
It's a good run. It's a good route. It's unlucky stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, what I love about Fire Emblem, sorry,
No, it's okay.
but I think they do a really good job of fully fleshing out every path's story so that it doesn't feel like you really missed out on anything. So when it got to that point of like side with Edelgard, don't side with Edelgard, I very much felt like this is a coin toss. I don't know if there's a right answer. Like without spoilers, I tried to look it up on my phone and I was like, oh, it's a total different path. So I'm just gonna pick one and I'll come back another time. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So, who did you make your dancer in Three Houses?
Good question.
That's a great question.
I can answer for my boyfriend, so.
Yeah.
What was his name? The really big, blonde, cheerful guy.
No!
Yeah, he loved Raphael. He's like, I'm making this guy my dancer. He loved Raphael to death. He's just like, this guy's great. He's so sweet. He's so nice to Marianne. I love him.
I love him.
Like, yeah, that was his dancer, I think.
Wow!
He did the whole like cutscene where you like do the a thing where he has to do the dance in front of everybody, and he just like,
That's so
ah.
cool.
I
I
thought
almost
that was
did that. I almost did that too. Because everything he says is just like, oh yeah, if I don't have enough cheeseburgers, I won't be able to dance right. Just everything's so
I love he sounds like John Warburg or whatever.
He's like Patrick Warburg.
It's like, it's my voice like, Golden Deer, we gotta fight against
Yeah.
Elder God.
You gotta fight against the Elder Gods. I think in my first route, I either did, I don't remember if I did Marianne for the first one or Flame. But they at different times were my dancers.
Okay.
Flame, I think I remember doing Flame for the first one and being bummed when I chose Edelgar's route. And then I was like, well, should have looked that one up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
You probably already answered this during the whole thing about the assigning classes against type, but I guess my question is like, which one is your favorite crack class for a character who wouldn't absolutely not work in that class, but you still do it? Like one time if I remember Birthright, I made Elise a ninja.
Oh,
Right?
nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's kind of my question.
I was very disappointed one time because Three Houses was my first like full console Fire Emblem game. I didn't realize that some of the classes were gated by gender. Excuse me. So I wanted to make Lysithea a battle master.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want them to just be destroyed. I want to use fighting game logic where it's like, what's the tiniest little girl in this game? She's the strongest character.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Persea and Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah, absolutely. Just leveling battlefields. So that's what I wanted to do. So since not that, Caspar in that same role because he's a smaller guy,
Yeah.
War Master. But yeah, that was my role.
All right.
Oh, I also made Hubert Dark Knight.
Nice.
Oh,
I feel like, works, but also I don't think he's supposed to be doing push-ups ever. So the fact that I made him like a knight of any kind is like, okay.
There's just a snapping sound in the distance, like, one.
I shatter my bones for you, lady.
I know more about that game from fan art than I do from actually playing it, which is also true of Yakuza, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Do you know Kelly Turnbull at all? Have you heard that name? I love their art so much.
Oh, no.
They work on King of the Hill now, actually.
Cool.
But their main thing is drawing smexy art of Yakuza characters, specifically Saejima and Majima.
That's crazy.
Like, there's this one guy, she's like, I'm blanking on his name, but it's like, people are like, oh, look at this tough guy, and here I am drawing a man who looks like a grouper in sexy fan art.
A grouper?
A fish, yes.
The fish?
Yes, yeah, he's like, he's kind of tan, and he's got like really big jowls, and I'm trying to blank on this man's name. Yeah, she's just like drawing him like smexy, and I'm like, I love this person. I love their art.
Live your truth. Let your art speak. Hi there.
Hello.
Looking cool, Joker personified.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could pick any Fire Emblem character out of the entire franchise to be like your ride or die bestie, who would it be and why?
Ooh, such a good question. I'd let you go first if that's okay.
Again, Raphael is such a bro, such a supportive, just optimistic, nice guy. And the leader of the Golden Deer, Claude, I believe.
Yeah.
I feel like when I get to that, I'll probably choose Golden Deer just because it reminds me of Pokemon Go, and I always like the oh god, I miss that fan art. Really, to hide your feelings. Whee!
Team Instinct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that guy. It's like no.
That's awesome.
I'm here happily on Team Instinct while the red and the blue guys are like having a civil war. And it's like, yay! I'm so happy. What are you guys doing?
Go Team Mystic.
Claude is also my pick, so I agree.
Nice. I think I would have to go with, this is so difficult. I think I would have to go with, I'm gonna just say Hilda. Hilda is such like I would describe her as bullish. Like she's just running forward at the red, like whatever you need. So when you said specifically ride or die, it's not that she's always the most powerful and like having a friend with magic would be great, sure. But I feel like Hilda is not gonna have ulterior motives of any kind. It's just like, what do we need? Where are we going? We're already halfway there. Oh my God, I'm carrying you. Like it's, yeah.
Exactly. I think she'd be the kind of friend that if you need like 3 pints of ice cream, she'd go get it for you immediately.
Right.
And also
agreed.
threaten to stab whoever hurt you.
Yeah, there'd be like a Hilda-shaped like Kool-Aid man hole in the wall, and directly next to the door for like a Baskin-Robbins 31 or whatever. Like
Exactly.
Yeah, no obstacles, just straight through.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I think too like modular from let's face it, you could bully that man at anything. He's a huge, sweet man. So now I'm thinking about how Patrick Sykes taught me how to say his name. It's like, no, it's not Mavier, Sarah. He's not Maviest, he's Mavier.
I love that. Patrick is such a cool human.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Kind of focused on the same thing. Were there any differences in how you approach voicing Marnie versus Madeline?
Oh, well, yeah, because Marty was just such a brat, and it was a lot of fun to play her, and yeah, I was just happy to be in a mainline, like, Fire Emblem game finally. It was sort of a bucket list thing. And then they're like, hey, we have more stuff for you to do, and I'm just like, well, I'm not going to say spoilers, but it's just a sort of thing of like, okay, not sure how that works. And they're like, so actually, there's a new one called Madeline, or as I like to say, Shiny Marnie. And I was just like, oh, okay, but she's totally different, and I really got to go into a place I don't usually go, which is sort of a like very contained, very good soldier girl, like noble and respectable, and I'm just like, oh, I don't get to do this often, yes, and really working hard to like pronounce my stuff really, really carefully, get my T's and B's like crisply said, because it's like, it's more proper and stuff, and I liked Madeline a lot. I was really happy to play that. Again, I was happy also for Roman. But I got more time with Patrick and working on the game, and I literally was just like, did she get like a new outfit and stuff? Oh no, she's just blue. That's me.
It's a 1 in 4,092 chance to find a shiny Marnie. Sorry, niche joke.
Is it really?
No, it's just Pokemon shinies. Sorry, ignore that. Sorry. Yeah.
This is more of a question like in the voice acting. Was there a time like where you're trying to say a phrase or like a line that you had to do over and over because the energy wasn't there or the emotions wasn't there? Like, which one was the struggle line or phrase that y'all had to do?
I've got my, okay, for sure. In Three Houses, Three Hopes, there's the character Mercedes, and her name is pronounced Mercedes, not Mercedes, Mercedes, which is great, but for whatever reason, whatever I do to like get in the sort of higher register of like the Shez voice, where I'm a little bit more like rough and tumble and like whatever, for some reason going into Mercedes and not Mercedes is the hardest jump for me in that voice, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be. That's her name. Easy to say, but I'd be like, oh, what are you up to, Mercedes? And I would get it wrong like every time. And Patrick would be like, hey, just a reminder, you know, it's Mercedes, not Mercedes. I'm like, I know it logically, Patrick. But yeah, that was, I think any line with, you know, okay, we're doing support A for Mercedes. I'm like, oh good, oh good. Yeah. How about you?
Are we, Patrick? Are we?
Is it gonna sound friendly and polite between us? Good.
Like I didn't have issues in anything Fire Emblem related, but like way back when I did a game called Witch in the 100 Night. I got to play the lead Natalia. It was one of my first video game leads ever, and it was awesome, and I loved every bit of that thing. But there was a point where I was supposed to say, cavalry. But my brain and my mouth wants to say Calvary. It's not the same thing. And over and over and over, I kept getting it wrong. And finally, they just say, Sarah, we're just going to change the line of endorsement. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the way I am. Cavalry. God, I don't know why that word isn't right. So yeah, that was embarrassing, and they had to change the line for me, and I hate myself. I mean, a lot of times doing anime too, like when they want that Japanese pronunciation, and I am a quarter Japanese. You'd think I could handle it, like especially in Madoka Magica, where they're like, no, Sarah, say it again. It's Madoka, and like it's this emphasis. I don't even remember what the freaking emphasis is anymore. I don't want to remember.
That's kind of what I'm talking about with like there is a right way to say the word, but if everything else you're saying has been sort of affected by like non-regional American English accent, and then you swap to like the sort of like staccato consonant vowel nature of like how things would be pronounced in Japanese or Mercedes, like it's always interesting to make that jump, I think.
Yeah.
Now, question for you, has the fame of Henry Cavill becoming a household name helped you at all with that word?
No. I mean, again, it's the problem of thinking there's an L where it shouldn't be. And,
Yeah.
and, you know, and I don't know what my dysfunction. Oh, another one I hate. Any word that ends with an ST that is pluralized.
Oh, beasts, yeah, like that's.
I can do it now, beasts, but I feel like I literally force myself to add an extra hiss, but I feel like it's so apparent that I am.
Same.
Because I used to say beasts. And now I kind of do it, like I can't stop doing it, but I still feel like I'm faking it.
I
Did you
agree.
ever watch the outtakes of the narrator from Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes.
You know, she's like, what the hell, Larian? Beasts chasing beasts.
Yup.
I love that woman so much. Oh, it's an orc. Not a sky orc, but a ground orc, you know. Not a orc, but a orc.
God, I love that. There's also, I don't get as many auditions for commercials anymore because I think for me to be good at commercials, I would need to take a lot of classes teaching me how to do commercials. I don't feel like I have that instinct in the same way that like, I always watched a lot of anime, I always played a lot of video games, I feel like I get it more. So, I used to get a lot of like radio auditions for McDonald's. And for whatever reason, the word like Donald, like if you think about the N-A-L-D is like, not Donald's, it's McDonald's. And you sort of like choke yourself. Yeah, McDonald's. It's like $5.99, only at McDonald's. And I'd swallow the word every time and I hate it. So, yeah, shout out In-N-Out Burger and Whataburger or whatever you have.
You know, I was told at one point by my agent, because I don't book hardly any audit commercials either, though I still get them, but I think they've given up on that. But ever so often, but I was told by my agent at one point she thinks maybe I don't book as much on those commercials like that because I sound too intelligent. And I was just like, excuse me? I'm from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier, born and raised. How the heck do I sound intelligent? What?
You sound like you're judging their cheeseburger.
Just like, Culver's. But I love Culver's.
Yeah.
I love the this is the stuff I should be booking. Oh, I feel that grief of, I did a commercial for a rather popular chicken franchise chain in LA. Mm-hmm. It starts with an L.
Okay.
And I was really pleased with my read. This is back when I like tortured myself in the booth, but I did the read and was like, that actually sounds pretty good for once. Awesome. Okay, send it in. And then the person I sent, who gave me the audition, emails me back. She's like, Sarah, it's pronounced El Pollo Loco, not El Polo Loco.
No!
And I was just like, nope, I'm done! Forget it!
Amazing.
I was so sad.
You poor thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Fire Emblem is also, or often referred to as like the anime chess game. And you guys also do like anime voice acting. So do you feel like there's a big difference between doing something like Fire Emblem or like voicing in an anime, or is it like kind of the same thing?
That's a great question. I think anime has changed a lot over the last, like, I'd say decade. You know, when I was growing up, I was a sub watcher, not a dub watcher. Because I think there was a very specific style to anime where people were like kind of pioneering how it would work because, you know, there weren't as many established studios or, you know, people were just kind of trying to fit their foot in the door and be like, how do we make this dub thing work? Now I think it's so well established and so mainstream that there's not as much like Wild West to it. There's not as much of a question of like how it goes. So it kind of just varies genre by genre. Some things are very understated, like Laios and Delicious in Dungeon, doing that audition, they were like, he's so understated, and I didn't really, like, I couldn't get myself to do it chill enough until I left my booth, came back, and was like, what if I just throw it away? And that was apparently the take that got it for me. I think video games, you know, probably since like late PS2 era, have been much more cinematic in nature, and so I think, if anything, there's a lot more similarity than there used to be. For me, at least. What do you think, Sarah?
I agree, but also sometimes I wonder because, like, Lord knows I've auditioned for things that look super anime and stuff, but they're like, but we don't want an anime sound.
Yeah.
We want it to be grounded, and then I'll listen to what they cast, and I'm like, that is so anime.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That sounds like any anime game I've ever played. Give me a break. I suppose Fire Emblem tends to be slightly more grounded. Not really, but I know like Three Houses, from what I've seen, probably was a bit more grounded.
Yeah.
But, and I don't think Fire Emblem Engage was less grounded per se, but also just that game in general with its mood and stuff. It's like, it's so anime.
Yeah.
It is so unapologetically anime in the way it's like, it knows what it wants to be, and it's just like, I feel like if you turn that into a series on Saturday morning cartoons, you'd be that kid like hugging your plushie, and then be like, and we are the Fire Emblem, you'd be like,
Yeah. Exactly.
it's so just unashamedly, just be like, yes, we are anime. It's like, I love that for it.
Yeah. For me, I just want to know what the vibe is, like, before I start. And that's the hardest thing for me in auditions, because if you think about, like, Western animation, like, think about SpongeBob, think about Adventure Time, and how different those deliveries are. But when you get an audition, it's just like, yeah, this is a sponge. And I'm like, well, which is it? Do you want me to be, like, wacky cartoon, or am I just talking to a buddy directly next to me? So, yeah, I think as long as you've got a good, director and some good descriptions going, which, like, Fire Emblem always has, which is great, I think you get that vibe. So our job is showing up in the booth and being ready to do what I want to do.
Thank you.
Is that a Daisuke cosplay?
No, it's just a Hanfu.
Oh, I love it. Have you played Date Everything yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, if you want to play a character named Daisuke, you're in.
It'll be my first.
Awesome.
Hello there. Right. My personal favorite game in the Fire Emblem series is Genealogy of the Holy War. I was wondering what your opinion was of it, if you've played it.
Again, never played any of them.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, again, I own like 2 of the GameCube ones.
Which are hard to find.
They are.
Oh yeah,
they
I
are
got them way
collector's
back when I
items.
still have them. Like, I have stuff in my collection that was like, I don't know, if you will pry my copy of Guitar Hero, Guitar Man out of my cold dead hand.
Nice. I love that.
Still waiting since 2015 for the remake.
Right. I have sadly not played that one. What system is it on?
Super Nintendo, well, Super Famicom,
Super Famicom.
but
You know what's crazy?
fan translations.
I own a few Fire Emblem Super Famicom games, and I just got the adapter to be able to play it on my Super Nintendo. I might have that one.
I hope so. It's a good one.
I'll check it out. I will continue studying Japanese, and then I will play it. Thank you.
Alright, hello. I just started playing Awakening like 2 weeks ago, but I'm super into it. And one thing that hasn't been explained to me is the love mechanics, because I feel it's like a math problem. Like X amount of guys, X amount of girls. If you want to get all the characters, you're going to have to pair them up somehow. So I want to ask for some advice. How do you pick which characters you pair together? Because I no clue, really.
Which ones you want to kiss?
Human breeding, the game.
That's what it feels like.
It literally. We're living it.
Because I haven't played that specific game, I think I am going to sort of use what I think about with other games for specific characters, and in Date Everything, I just learned that you can have other dateable characters fall in love with each other. So I think you have to apply your own theory of love. Do you want to find someone who's your exact match, or do you want to find that puzzle piece that fills in your missing pieces? Do we have a character that's kind of chaotic and wild? Do we have a character that likes control, but also likes to be responsible for someone else's control? Maybe they work well together. Big crazy bruiser berserker guy and kind of tsundere magic girl? Great. I don't know. What's everyone's opinion and thoughts on love and how matches happen? That's just kind of how I would probably role play. Or whoever's stats work well together.
Yeah.
Somebody, I I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know about the mechanic, like, they'll remind me, which one was it? The Fates or Awakening that had, like, the guy with the hand, the blonde hand guy?
Both.
Yeah,
But it was from
yeah,
Awakening
that's my
originally.
friend, that's my friend KG Tang, and Lord knows he made that like a thing for ages, and I'd just be like, "You just shut the hell up about that man." But Sarah, my hand, shut up! I love him to death, but I remember just being like, "You're still on about your stinking hand, man."
So who could tolerate someone talking about their hand a lot? That's what you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, you literally described the barbarian character Vite,
Yeah.
and I was like, it'd be really funny if he was dating like the nerdy magic girl. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, sometimes those opposites attract in a funny way, especially like when playing a game or watching a show. I will also say when playing Three Hopes, there's no like spoilers. There's no like romantic engagement thing at the end, but you do have the option to be like, you're gonna give someone your special like mercenary whistle, and they can always use it to call you whenever they need. And it's their kind of equivalent of like, this is you pledging your loyalty to someone. And for Shez, I picked Leonie, because she is also a mercenary. They share similar dreams, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool as like a duo fighting back to back on the battlefield? Like, yes, romance on the battlefield is a liability, but also cool. So yeah, go storytelling mindset for yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish I'd been more stringent about the romance stuff in Engage.
Oh yeah, I still haven't. I really want.
They have it, but it's not like, it's like I would have liked more to it from what I saw of it. Also, it's just like I've been spoiled by Baldur's Gate 3. I'm just like, romance in games is fun, and also, like, boy, there's the most boring parts. It's not boring when it gives me a +2 to my attacks.
That's true. Yeah, or Karlak being the most emotionally available character in the game, and then giving you a forehead kiss. I'm like, like it's just. Yeah.
She's such a. I mean, to be. Let's face it, I chose the bear.
I played D&D with him last week.
What?
Yeah.
I love that man.
He was actually just a person, which is cool.
So like live? Did you guys stream?
Yeah. It was at a con like this. I played with a group called.
I haven't gotten to do any cons with any of the Baldur's Gate 3 people.
I'll connect you with my homies. It's called the D20 Avengers, and at a lot of cons, especially like I won't shout out other cons as well here, but yeah, we do D&D, and it's mostly voice actors, and got a couple of we had Raphael and Halson both there.
I love everybody. Raphael's great.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yo, I forgot my question, but I came up with a new question on the spot, so that's good.
Great.
I've been playing through Fates, and something I find endlessly entertaining is the lack of subtext in that game. What makes me laugh is like one scene where Garen just says, "You are my child now," and grabs Child Corrin. Like, it's just very explicit. And so I was wondering, are there moments in Fire Emblem and the games that you voice acted or not that you just like you find very funny because of like how nonsensical they are?
You know what? I think for Three Hopes, one of my favorite lines to record was, I don't know if I'm like manufacturing this memory. I think it is a line that you say, but if not, I just play through and type it or choose it. But there is a moment where Shez is talking about food with, I think, Raphael, and they're like, we gotta go get food, and someone's like, well, don't we still have to do this mission? And the option I chose was, let's talk more ham. And that to me is like so nonsensical, but also so human. For someone that's just like, yeah, I'm a mercenary. I could die on the battlefield at any moment. What? There's ham? All right, guys, let's go. Like, it's just
everything is better again.
Everything's better with ham. Like, it's such a humanizing moment. I don't know. I love it. Oh, cool. I thought you were taking a photo, so that's why I was like continuing to look over there. And I was like,
What do you mean 20? Why is it counting down? What's happening?
the event.
Why are the doors locked?
In 20 minutes. Any answer for you for the nonsensical? All good. Thank you.
Okay, I was wondering about the creative process for voice acting characters, especially from like in Fire Emblem Heroes, for a character like Saul, where you have very little context of a character from a game that was never released in English, from a time before voice acting even existed.
Yeah.
Like how much freedom do you have in developing the voice of that character? Like, what are you given to to work with, and especially compared to something like Shez or Marnie, who have storylines and their own character arcs and context. It just seems like so different to me, and I'm wondering how you, develop those different headspaces.
That's a great question, and just in case folks couldn't hear, how do you develop a character when there's very little backstory, such as in Fire Emblem Heroes? I voiced Saul, who is from, I think, Fire Emblem 2? 6. They're both even numbers. And so, what do you do if you didn't have a voice before, you didn't play the game? So for me, I was there's a two-sided answer to this. In general, I think your job as an actor is to develop emotional elasticity. Like, you are an athlete, but it is your voice, so you have to stay in good condition. You're always learning, new characters, new points of view, what can your voice do, so that if someone says, you are a firefighter and you actually have to choose between saving your sister and saving that burning building, it's like, great, I'm there. So for something like Fire Emblem Heroes, I was very fortunate and feel like I got extra information because I was already playing the game. So I booked it, and then I recorded it during peak pandemic times in my closet, and Patrick Sykes was on the other end, giving me sort of ideas on the game, and so here's what you tap on this character, and they're going to say something when they're in a better mood with you. And I was like, well, hey, respectfully, thank you for the direction. I just want to let you know I do play this game. I was even playing it this morning, so I'm aware of sort of what you're talking about. He was like, oh, great. So what I was talking about before with the vibe of a game, I knew the vibe already. I was able to sort of latch onto that, and so when now it's, okay, this character is obsessed with love and is, very romantic and yada yada yada, you work with the director and they will help get you to a good place with that. Same with Shez, which I booked afterwards. I played all of 3 houses, and even if I hadn't, mercenary, you got to know what you believe. I believe that it is my job to fight, and also I could die at any time. Also, I don't have anywhere tying me to home, and the job that I take is the most important thing. Great. As an actor, that's gold. That's not too hard to figure out. And then, you look at the fact that he's 19 and of a thinner build and not as beefy, so that informs the voice, where it's mostly my voice, but maybe just a little bit higher with a little bit more texture in there because he's a little bit battle worn, and there you go. That's it. What about you, sir?
Yeah, I guess it depends. I don't know. I mean, in general, I think when it came to Fire Emblem, most of the stuff I got was stuff I didn't audition for. I think it was I think they just used I know with Heroes, I remember way back when I vaguely think I remember that particular cattle call audition where we actually went into the studio to audition, and a rare change of pace. And everything was code-named and stuff, and then later it's just I was pretty sure, no, maybe I did get that one. Mist, I think they just gave me because I matched, though I had to clarify with them. It's so the original voice actors can't come in, right? And they're like, she's in Canada, and yeah. And I was like, all right, fine. And with Marnie, I think it was probably based off, because I know what that audition was, I'm not stupid. 9 times out of 10, even when they code name it, Sarah's going to figure out what it is, but she's really, very good at her job. And I like being Sherlock Holmes. I think they probably booked me off my audition for Cynthia, Pink Hair Girl.
Cynthia?
Yeah. No. It's Hy something her name is spelled. I remember auditioning for her, and then they called, and it was nice though, they called me and it's we had this character and we needed, this other character we knew we needed to get you, and I'm like, thank you for the compliment. But that was a case where we sort of spent a minute, since I hadn't auditioned for it properly, before, to set the voice and figure out because I asked them point blank when I looked at her picture, I'm like, okay, so, and listening to her in Japanese, okay, do you want that pitch, or are we going to do something a little more lower in American, in terms of we're not going to go quite that squeaky. And they're like, yeah, we sort of set the tone, and then we got it from there. And Madeline was sort of the same, was okay, so this is not Marnie, and so she went even lower pitched and more and I was just I'm so pleased with this, so. I don't know, it was mostly just me and Sykes playing around with it.
Yeah. Can I share a really quick story about the audition process for Three Hopes, because I think it's pretty cool. So, like I said, I played all 3 houses a couple times through, and when I audition for things probably similar to you, it's always code-named, but sometimes you can tell what it is, and I like to think I'm also pretty good at like piecing it together. And in my mind, I was like, this could be Fire Emblem, but I'm not sure. I don't want to let myself get my hopes up too much because 3 hopes because it was I don't know, that was definitely a bucket list thing for me. So I auditioned for what I knew was like sort of a fantasy-themed RPG game, and I was getting called in to do it. And as I was driving to the studio, I was like listening to the Three Houses soundtrack in my car, because I was just like, even if this isn't what it is, like it matches the vibe, like I'm just getting in the mood. And so I show up and meet the studio owner, and he introduces himself, and I was like, so now that I'm here, like, can I ask what I'm doing? And he's sitting on the sofa like this, and he's like, you know what we do here? And I was like, yeah, sometimes. And he's like, what's the biggest thing we could be recording today? I was like, Fire Emblem? He goes, just like a little click and a wink. And I was just like, oh! And so getting in the booth for that, having played all of Three Houses, when they're like, okay, this is like a retelling, different timeline of Three Houses, and this is your character, I was like, it felt like I wrote a self-insert fan fiction, because it's literally like all the characters from the game I just played, but then your character shows up and he's got a different cool set of powers, and he's got different hair, and he's got 2 swords, and he's got dark powers.
He's got a little bean mouth.
Yeah,
he's got sorry, God,
bean mouth. You gotta have blue hair.
God, I miss when I thought it used to be relevant, you know?
Homestar Runner. Who out there knows Homestar Runner? Nobody does that. They just fly around in space and cool bosses and stuff. Okay, thank you for listening to my story. Appreciate it. That had a serious effect on my life.
Oh God, I remember. Well, it's like you're saying with like it's a side note on like the code name and stuff. But it frustrates me so hard sometimes because I get it because leaks, NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's that thing like where it's like knowing the IP you're in and as much as possible. As you said, it's the difference between a SpongeBob and an Adventure Time. Knowing what world I'm playing in can make so much, even just a minor difference can really like push you up there on the thing if you know what. Because Shin Megami Tensei acting in a Shin Megami Tensei game is different than acting in a Fire Emblem game.
Sure.
Is different acting in like another JRPG like God Eater or Code Vein.
Yeah.
And even just that little bit of information of like this is the game series we're in is like that's why I've become such a ding dong detective.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Oh yeah, everything's code named crap. All right, ooh, what's that? I love when they leave one specific term in.
Yup.
That they work so hard to code name the characters, the name, hiding the world, like changing like stuff, and then they leave in one specific little term like, Excelsiators.
Right.
Google, and it turns out there's only one franchise that has that particular term in it, and I'm like, and there it is.
Yep. Love it. Same. Hi.
Hello. So I kind of have a little bit of a two-parter. So the first is, do you ever get the chance to improv when you're recording lines, or are they really like set by the director? The second part is like, is there an archetype that you haven't played, or maybe you have, that you would want to play again in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think improv varies from project to project. For something like Fire Emblem Heroes, it was always very like, they have very set times for the lines, like, it's got to be within a couple seconds. You're matching Japanese timing as well, so not as much there. For something like a JRPG in general, there might be a little bit of room to play. Where that also comes into play is if a line is not working or it's like too long and you're not matching the timing, then I'd be like, all right, we need to rewrite this, and depending on the director, you might be able to chime in and be like, can I say something like da 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 da? And they're like, oh yeah, that's great. I think more so when it comes to like background voices in anime, doing things like Walla, like there's an anime I'm a narrator of right now, Secrets of the Silent Witch. And it's really good if you like that stuff, and please enjoy it. But like whenever I go in for a narrator, I also do a lot of background voices, so there's a lot of fun to just be like, this school is quite different from mine. Gaudium architecture, just that kind of vibe. You kind of have to. So, and there was 2 parts to the question.
Oh yeah, the other is like, is there something you want to like play in the future, like an archetype or a role that you'd like to revisit?
I think I've done like Young Adventurer Boy many times, and I love that, and I'm happy doing that forever. I think I would want to do like Riku style, like friend, but is he villain? But also like, oh, I don't know, you know, Axel Organization 13, Riku,
Oh, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2, and 3 specifically. How about you?
I envy you. I've been trying to get out of you for ages. You mentioned that, I was like, oh man, that's kind of like
Secrets of Silent Witch is Pixelogic.
Oh, them too.
Oh,
Them too. Side order. Yeah, like stuff, especially if it's like something that you're dubbing in from another language, there's not a lot of wiggle room. I notice also, like occasionally they'll do it because the line isn't working in general, but I think I tend to notice that if you're doing a line, that sometimes usually means that's going to be the subtitle line too. And if you start like having them change it for you,
It's true.
then they have to also remember to change the line itself so the subtitle is correct. Because I actually have, you play games like where it's like the subtitle says da 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 da, but the character's saying something else, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
That's
like,
not
it can't be, and then the bottom's like, no way.
So that's I think that's why also they don't really, you kind of have to stay on point. That it's like that's a lot of work to ask someone to be like, can you all change the whole subtitle script too for me? Thank you. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to riff on this line. Thanks. So yeah, not a lot in JRPGs. I noticed, like not even in regular games, depending how it works. Because again, set stuff. Archetypes. I don't know what my archetype is anymore. Like it keeps changing, and
That's cool.
I feel like I need to find a new one because it's like the stuff I used to book sort of is like going to different people, and I'm like, that's okay. I just need to know where my new place is, whatever that may be.
I wonder if there's ever a time where we as voice actors don't feel like, that was my last role ever, that was it, I'm all done.
I don't
Like,
want to feel that way.
I feel
though.
that way all the time.
What? Oh yeah, you feel that way.
I do.
But you're in stuff right now.
You're in stuff.
You're in
Like,
Silent Witch, Mr. Person. Current thing running right now.
thank you. I just mean like we all have imposter syndrome, and I think you're a wonderful voice actor, and I love your work, so I think we're all like that for each other.
I was joking yesterday, like, 'cause your line was insane, and I was just like, guess everybody likes spins. Like, no, it's fine, everyone likes, I'm not mad, I don't even care. It's like, I'm happy for it, whatever.
Thank you.
Like, it's fine, it's fine. Aside, tangent completely archetypes. No, it's like I said, I really liked doing Madeline because the sort of more upper crust-ish characters is sort of one of the more difficult areas for me. I can't say I have a great British accent, you know, like when they want like, oh, we got our fantasy game and here's an audition for the queen.
Right.
Or for like one of the nobles, you know, and
Sure.
and I'm not, I can't say that my British accent is really quite on point like I want it to be. And even Mid-Atlantic is sort of annoying because it's a fake accent. It's
Right.
a fake accent they made up in Hollywood to sound more posh, and now every fantasy game and their mother that doesn't want British wants it, and it's just bad British, but half the time I don't know if I'm doing good British or if I'm not even doing good Mid-Atlantic.
Well, that's the good thing about Mid-Atlantic is because it's made up, it's hard to get wrong because if you go slightly more British or less than you're supposed to, that's how it goes.
Yeah, drives me nuts. So, but I kind of want to do it because it's like, it's a challenge and it's just like, I want to see if I can do more. I don't want to be like, I can do everything, but there are certain things that's
Sure.
like, I want to be better at that so I could book it and show that I can do it and then I can at least be like, yeah, I did that too.
I just started taking a course specifically for specific British accents. I'd be happy to send it to you.
Well, I mean, I could go back, I trained a bunch in dialects with
nice.
Paul St. Peter.
Oh, cool.
It was wonderful. And he taught me a bunch. It's just, again, like sort of being able to pull that out of your butt versus what they
Sure.
want, which is like native or sounds like native is a very different thing.
Yeah, for me it's like, oh, is Ben Starr busy? Like, cause,
Oh, I see you couldn't get Neil in today. Yeah, I see how it is.
right. It was a very delightful.
He's very good in Liza P.
Oh God, I love Liza P. It looks like this would be our last question for timing. Thanks for also everybody. Thank you for dealing with our tangents. That's the fun stuff, but I hope everyone was cool with that. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for doing it.
I'm glad to find someone who's two tangents as much as me. I thought it was just me, man.
You're never alone.
All right, so I'll try and keep this brief so people can get to their next thing. But Cup of Tea Productions, they've done every Fire Emblem game for the last like decade and change.
Yeah.
That probably means they have like a way they do things. But
yeah. But like, do they ever switch things up? Is it trial and error? Are they always trying to refine the process, or do they have a set way?
Like, in terms of casting,
Or
or just like how
recording-
they record?
Recording voiceover specifically.
I don't know. I've only been on, well, I mean, recording for Heroes definitely is different than recording for the mainline game, because, yeah, it's much more, I don't know.
I think Cup of Tea is, that's like a yes and no answer, because like you said, they've been doing it for so long, they're sort of at the forefront of like, how should this work? How can things be done when you're adapting something to English, and how do we make it sound good? So I think the idea of like quality for them has never changed. It's always stayed really high. Anytime I've recorded with them, it's been an absolute delight. But I think that like probably what we know as being standard for a lot of the things we record probably were, not necessarily pioneered by them, but they were probably like doing it early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's less than, or maybe not, but
No, like I agree, but it's also like it's hard to know what's standard, isn't it? Because one studio, it kind of, because you're having different clients, and the clients might want to do it a certain way, so you don't know what's standard. So Cup of Tea can't exactly do standard, because client might want to do it this way, client might want to do it that way. Different directors, how does each director want to do it in their way?
Sure.
Like Patrick Seitz, Patrick Seitz doing, like Patrick Seitz directing Fire Emblem. But then he comes in and does a different game, might not be the same, even though it's still Patrick, because he's like, well, he's got to do what the client wants. Maybe the client wants to do it this way, in this pace. And so it's always, I feel like it's always kind of evolving in a way. There's not really a standard.
I would agree with that. And actually, now that you mention it, there is something that I recorded once for a series of game that was at one studio and then at a different time went to Cup of Tea. So I did sort of get to compare that. And they do things efficiently, but they always use directors, at least in my experience, that like seem to care a lot about the project and do the research. So it's not that it's like, oh, this is specifically the flavor of Cup of Tea Studios, but I think, so far as I can tell, and from what I've heard, the directors tend to feel like supported in their own creative ability. I do like how hands-on the studio owner is as well. So yeah, that's.
And doggos.
And there's dogs.
And doggos.
And they're well behaved and
They're
very
always,
sweet.
there's 9 out of 10 gonna be a cute little puppy to meet you at the door and be like, oh, your studio dog day, yay.
It's a burrito with legs, one of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you everybody for coming by. I know that, I believe it's the same for you. We're going to be at our tables down in the vendor hall.
2, right? 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Oh, nice. Yeah, 2 p.m. Doing autographs and all that good stuff.
And that is all I'll be doing for the rest of the day.
That's honestly same for me. There might be a quick break in there, but come on down and say hi. Anything else you want to plug?
Tonight, I'm going to be doing, if anyone's so inclined, tonight is D&D night with my group, The Unexpectables. We live stream it every Saturday. We're doing Gateway, which is a Fallout-based 2d6 system made by one of the Team 4-star guys, Lonnie, who's also one of our players. We'll be streaming that, I think, starting around 8 p.m., I want to say. I think we're on tonight.
Nice.
Yes, so if you're so inclined, you can listen in at Twitch at The Unexpectables.
Awesome. Thank you so much for watching.